Hi guys, top of the morning. Dr. White here. I'm going to take you through the how to set up TinkerCad. This is the program that you're going to be using to create your 3D model of your house. Okay, um, and it's TinkerCAD is a program that's made by a company called AutoCAD or Autodesk, and they're the ones that make the professional 3D modeling programs for that businesses use. First thing you can do if this is the first time you're here, you're going to have to go join now, and you're going to create a personal account. Okay, I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in, but you can use your school email addresses for this. Um, okay, now when you first log on to the TinkerCAD for the first time, it's going to want to take you through some tutorials. You can just click out of those tutorials and just get to your main screen. You've got some, on the left-hand side, you've got some options here. You've got 3D designs, circuits, code blocks, all that sort of stuff. We're going to be focusing on the 3D designs portion today. And you're going to go up here, you're going to click Create New Design. All right, it's going to take you to your main screen. Okay, this is called your work plane. Okay, you can play around with it a little bit. Try just using your trackpad. You can kind of get comfortable with the controls a little bit. I'm using a Mac, so I've got kind of a bigger trackpad, but you can do this with your trackpads for your surfaces as well. Okay, so we're going to be building a simple house. And we're just going to use simple sort of geometric shapes to build that house. So take your box, which is over here on the right, and drag it onto your plane there. Okay. Now, if you zoom into the box, you can see you've got some controls here that you control the dimensions of the box, right? So one control that you should know about is this little arrow on top, and that'll actually drag the box above and below the plane. Okay, so you can change its Z position with that arrow. Okay, the other thing is this white box here that's in the center of the top side of your cube. If you click and hold and drag that down, you can change the height of the cube as well. Okay, I'll leave it at 4, right? So you can see that this is 4 millimeters. Okay, so it'll tell you what the height is. Another control that is important is if you just click on one of the corners, it'll give you the X and Y dimensions of your object. Okay, if you drag that out, obviously you're gonna be able to make the object bigger, right? So I'm gonna put this at 50 by 50. Okay, so that's 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters. Okay, the last control that you're going to want to know about is how to rotate your object. Okay, so you've got this here. You can do it 2 ways. If you click and drag, you can kind of change its rotation. I want to make this 90 degrees here. Okay, or you can just click in. You can tell it the number for the degrees that you want. All right, great. So now I've got one of my walls. If I click on this arrow on top, I can drag it up so that it is flush with my surface, right? Okay, now the coolest thing about being on a computer is the copy and paste function, right? So if I select my object and I go Command C and then V, right? I can, this is on a Mac, of course, I can make my second copy here, right? So now I've got wall number 2 here, and then the tricky part is just kind of getting them lined up so that they're, oh, that's great. Another thing to know about, if you accidentally end up moving an object or changing the dimensions of an object in a way that you don't want, this back button is so key here, right? So just make sure that you're utilizing that back button and keeping your life simple. Okay, so I want I want to make a kind of an enclosed sort of cube here. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of line my two sides up. Okay, I'm going to make another copy of this. Okay, and move it. Now I want this to be on the other side, so I'm going to rotate this around by 90 degrees. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to get my look here just so I can kind of see where I'm placing my walls here. And I'm going to just kind of connect them here at the corners so that they're flush. Okay, looks like it's pretty good. Check it out, there's no space in between. Okay, let's do that to the other side. Control C, Control V, right? And I can just move this so that it's connected to the other side. All right, now we got a box. Congratulations. I challenge you guys to make a roof, okay? See if you can make a roof using the procedure that we just talked about, okay? Last thing I want to talk about is how to put in a window, okay? So the TinkerCad has a box function, or a hollow box function. They call it a hole. Okay, so if I bring this here, I've got my cube. So check this out. This is kind of cool. If I raise the cube up a little bit, right? So now my cube's kind of directly in front of one of my walls, and then I'm going to push my cube into my wall. All right, so now the cube's going through the wall. I can actually use this cube to make a hole in my wall. So check this out. I'm going to select my cube. I'm going to select my wall. Okay, so now I've got both things selected. And if I hit my join, or my group, watch what happens. It joins the wall with the cube that is a hole or a lack of material, and it creates a window for you. Okay, so there's a window. I would challenge you guys on the left-hand side to make a door. See if you can make a door using the same procedure we just did. Okay. So this is my tutorial on how to make simple objects for your house in TinkerCad. Hopefully that will help you, and I'll see you in class.